Hey, yo, what's going on, guys? We've got episode number 54 of Marvel Yap for you guys today. We're going to be talking about the Datamines that just released today, as well as high voltage, all the banned cards. Is this actually going to be good high voltage, or is this going to be really toxic without the banned cards, actually? And we're going to be talking about the OTA. Was it a hit? Was it a miss? Or are there just some really weird changes? Let's go ahead and jump right into it. And as always, we're joined by the hostess with the mostest, the man with the beautiful mustache and those beautiful blue eyes, the blue eyes white dragon, and not my Dance. How are we doing today, Dance?
Doing amazingly. It's going to be, I'm excited. There's a lot of fun stuff happening in Marvel Snap just in the coming weeks. It's going to be, I'm stoked. I don't know. There's a lot of fun things. I know there's not super exciting bits, but at the same time, still pretty cool.
Yeah.
How about for you, though?
I would say we've had a kind of a bit of a shakeup this week, as we will be talking about it today. We do have some OTA changes that we're going to be discussing. Some of them are pretty good. Some of them kind of make you scratch your head a little bit. We also have a new banned list for High Evo that we're going to be talking about. And then we also are going to be jumping into the future. You mean jumping in the future? What do you mean? We are actually going to be going over the Datamines as well. Dance and I might be wearing the same clothes. We might not. We might be wearing each other's clothes. But we are going to have a segment where we are talking about Datamines and live reacting to the Datamines, which are going to be recorded kind of like at a different time. That's why I'm saying in the future, where like this is now the present, but like it'll be called the past in a second. But that's what we got going on in the Yap today. As I think we go ahead and just talk about these high voltage bands. But wait, we're jumping to the future. But so we'll see you guys in the future, and then we'll be back here in the past in just a little bit. We are now here in the future, our present, future of the Yap over here, and the Datamines are out. But I think before we go into the Datamines, Dance, what did you think about the patch?
It's a nothing burger, honestly. Other than the fact that I can get Spotlight variants now, which is cool. Which apparently that they're not releasing anymore, at least for a bit of time, is what they said as well.
Yeah, I think it's awesome like that.
Or Griffin said something in Team Answers where it's like Spotlight variants, like up till the Frankie Nova one from last week, they will now be in that like 3,500 token rotation, which is more expensive than I thought, but again, I kind of still don't hate it.
Yeah.
I wish it was 3,000. I'm not gonna, I think that would have been nicer, but here we are. But then also you get the, what is it? Then the exclusive variants now, the one that people have. Do you have the bundle in your shop?
There are like 3 different versions of that bundle, by the way.
I was gonna say, yeah, because I've got one of them. Which one do you know which one you have? Or
I had the $10 bundle one.
I've got 15.
Okay, it's weird.
So I don't know. Don't know what it means. Don't really know any of that stuff in particular. What's gonna go for? But Spotlight variants for now. We're not getting any more of them. Sure, I don't know. I don't love it, but I also. It depends on how. They mentioned something in the patch notes where they were talking about how long it's going to take for them to cycle. They don't know how long that will occur. It's like the exclusive variant will become widely available in the future, and that time frame has not been determined yet. We'll see how long that is. I'm not going to lie, with this one where it's literally like no benefit for it, I hope they don't decide a whole year. Hope it's like, I don't even think you need to do a month. I feel like a 3-month thing maybe or something like that. Maybe it's a month because of the way they have for packs, but definitely would love that to be a little bit more delayed. Also, I want there just to be a 3,000 token. Oh, I see dice. 3,000 token snap, just Spotlight variant pack.
That would be great. It also makes me feel bad for Ultimates. Your Ultimates, you're paying 1,500 more, but you're not really getting anything extra for it being an Ultimate variant. Like literally nothing right now.
And it's nothing good for, it's just mastery points. Like, that is the only reason.
Which is so dumb.
Like I said, there was nothing good.
Yeah.
But that is the only. So yeah, I don't know. It's
weird.
It's not. Yeah, I don't know what else I could say there. But
bundles galore as well. Now we have more bundles for all. You hit top 5,000 in Infinite. Here you go, $20 bundle for you to buy. It's just a major feels bad. Like I feel like for some of these bundles, they're just unnecessary. It would have been cool if maybe you got a reward and then you're like, well, if you want more of them, you can pay for them. But
that's exactly where I think I am with it. Like, for one, I don't care about the bundles, just ignore them if it's as a mobile game. But secondarily, I do wish, if it is something specifically where it's like, hey, you can hit Infinite, or hey, you hit whatever this point is, right? They say Infinite, top 5,000, or complete the season pass, whatever. just give us one of those things as like a free thing, just as like a reward, or even in the inbox or what have you. I don't know, like something like that. Just give one of those. You don't need to be crazy.
Yeah.
Because it's all cosmetic. There's nothing big there. Just give us a cosmetic thing that technically does nothing in terms of hitting everything else. That's my only. I don't know. It is what it is on that rest of that stuff. It's just, I wish there was more.
Yeah, those are our live reacts to the patch. But we do have the Datamines, and hopefully this is some exciting stuff. Dance and I have not seen any of this, so we are live reacting this for you guys right here. As we look at just even the cover art for probably, I think it's the October season for the zombies.
As of now, because we had seen a couple of these cards in the last Datamine section. Definitely a little bit similar. I would say we've seen some stuff with like Headpool, and I think that's Colonel America, Zombie Power Man, Zombie Scarlet Witch. I think I see Zombie Captain Marvel, Zombie Mr. Fantastic. So we'll see this stuff, see how it goes. I just want to mess with this. I just want to look at these things, bro. I've been waiting. I hate waiting, and I have been.
Yeah, let's see what we got. Oh my gosh.
That's fun.
What? So Headpool, we look at this, looks like it is the premium season pass, super premium season pass. Yep. We have Howard the Duck, Zombie Scarlet Witch is the season pass. We also, oh my gosh, the freaking Captain or Colonel America.
So big thing immediately, I will say this. That looks like a variant. That's not done by Ryan Kinnaird for Headpool. So potentially a variant of that new card, which we don't have I guess there is a Silver Surfer variant in the game. There's not or Silver Surfer First Steps variant. There isn't a Fantastic variant yet. Maybe there's one we'll see in this.
Oh yeah, because the base cards are done by Kinnaird. That's true.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, that's a nice start we got going on over here. As we continue,
I do like the card backs, by the way, as well.
This is just a bigger blow-up picture of what we saw originally at the very top over here. And then
sure, yeah, that's probably like at the top of one of those, like, what's it called? What are those things? Sections? The sections of those season pass, like top of it. I feel like like
the header.
A header.
Yeah,
header. English. Features. Hold up.
Team up. And factions. Interesting. Okay. And then
what team do you do immediately? What team do you make immediately to, like, maybe it's an underpowered team right now?
Underpowered team? I mean, like, underpowered, I would do, like, the team like Snow Guard and, like, Sasquatch and them are a part of, maybe.
Okay, that's a fun one. I was gonna say, based off a little bit of what we did last week, just Hammer Bros. I don't know.
Ooh, Hammer Bros would
Guardians?
be a very interesting, like, team up or faction kind of situation.
All right,
ooh.
Let's wait. But we got some more stuff here. Let's see what we got.
We got a new login event for 3 years of Snap, some titles and everything too. Wait.
Oh, Arachnid,
what?
November 2025. Spidey Senses. Are we getting another Spider-Man season?
I guess we're getting maybe Spider-Punk and stuff.
Let's wait. Okay, maybe.
Then we also have Token Shop Mystery Series
Spider.
4.
That's Iron Spider. Sorry.
Oh, Iron Spider. Okay.
I've said it.
Cool. New cosmetics, new cards. Oh my god. Agony Web Slingers.
Nothing for it yet. Okay.
Okay. Anti-Venom Web Slingers.
No, hold up. That doesn't. What if is this like a faction thing?
Faction thing, or what if they're bringing back? What if they're
factions.
doing Grand Arena and their like special cards are actually instead of champions, they're web slingers?
But we saw the word champion next to him before.
True.
Maybe it's
maybe
Grand
they
Arena
change
that
it.
just says web slingers. Okay, okay. Let's hold it.
Your boy Bastion got changed to a 4/3.
Yeah, he looked too good to be good. So fair.
I
also like that, by the way, in terms of just that's a fun C3 card. I didn't think about.
Captain America Avengers. Okay, no, I think faction / team up. I think it makes more sense, like what you're saying.
Okay. Avengers.
Chameleon.
Bro, the Chameleon's sick. Isn't that the villain from the awesome Kraven movie?
Yes, he also like kills Mary Jane in one of the story runs of the comics too. Like he's kind of crazy.
Spoilers. I'm pretty sure Mary Jane's Venom right now. Stop it.
Bro, that Mary Jane right now is weird. Very weird. But
I don't want to get him to break. Oh, Colonel America.
Your other cards here have +1 power for each turn you've discarded a card.
Oh, that's fun. That's a fun one.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
That's a fun card, actually. I do just like that, straight up.
Yeah. That's interesting. Cyclops X-Men.
Yep, X-Men.
Deafening Chord. That's got to be like a Spider-Punk, right? Spider-Punk is going to be like a Kate Bishop. Wait.
Oh, that's what it is.
That's what I'm thinking. Like, thought process wise, like he plays a different chord.
I typed in deafening chord, and now I'm thinking I'm getting weird stuff here. So I don't know what this is in Marvel, but okay.
Okay. Doctor Strange Avengers. Okay, so faction team up Avengers stuff. Drax Guardians of the Galaxy. Okay.
Oh, okay, yeah, so definitely the stuff here.
Ezekiel Sims?
Isn't that the other Patriot, technically, right?
I think it's another
is?
Patriot. There's also, I think, a Spider-Man villain or protagonist named Ezekiel. But I would research that first.
Oh. Ezekiel Sims, we did this last time where I just searched stuff up. Ezekiel Sims, literally the first words in the wiki, apparently underwent some form of ritual which granted him the powers of a spider totem.
Okay, so it is Spider-Man related.
Basically, an evil Spider-Man that somehow, instead of using a, what's it called, the lab thing,
Radioactive spider.
Yeah, the radioactive spider. There's a totem for it instead as well. I figure.
Give me all the Spider-Man seasons. Flight Harness.
That's not Spider-Punky.
No, but that seems like an ability kind of thing.
Okay.
Gamora, Guardians, Ghost Spider, Web Slingers.
Web Slingers. Okay.
Ghost
definitely seeing Web Slingers.
Thunderbolts. Groot Guardians, Hawkeye Avengers, Headpool. When this is destroyed, return to your hand, then get all cards in your hand +1 power. Okay.
The internet was hold up. Listen, I'm going to be against Datamines. I still am. You know this. But the internet was saying, no, it would be one way. It would be another way. This will be the cards at there. This will be cards in your hand.
We have confirmation now. It hits
Boom,
the cards
I was
in your
right.
hand. Yep. Yep.
It feels great to be right.
Yep.
Honestly, just going to take a quick little pat myself on the back right now. It's always great to be right. If you would like to know other things I'm right about you enjoying Tucker's channel. Listen, Tucker's a great individual. His channel, his individual self, his personality. I enjoy them, and I know you will as well. I was right about what Headpool said. I was right about the way it was going to work. So you can know that I'm someone to be trusted. And because of that, I'm telling you to go over to Tucker. Tucker does great content and great stuff. Stuff that I personally watch a lot. It's weird that I do watch so much of his stuff and then just actively talk with him about it. I don't know if I can ever talk with him about those things. That's a weirder thing. Anyway, sorry. You would love it. You could talk to him about those things. You should do so. I probably should. Go watch his YouTube videos, youtube.com/@Tucker. You're already here if you're watching this. You can go over to his Twitch, go over to his TikTok, go over to his Twitter, all those different T's. Tucker, TUCCRR, in all those places. Check him out. My personal recommendation. Seems like not as fun as Headpool, but Headpool does look pretty cool.
He does look pretty cool. And it's +1 power. Like, he doesn't double his power or anything like, regular Deadpool does. So it's glad there's, like, the difference there. Then we do have Hulk Avengers. Hydro Man! All right! Let's go!
Okay, if we're... the next one I really want, Trapster. I really would like Trapster. Just saying.
Jean Grey X-Men. Wow. They made Jim Hammond a 2 power instead of 1 power now. Okay.
Okay, sure.
Joe Costa immediately activates. Still, she's a 3/4 now. Yeah, they made her a 3/4.
Okay, all right.
Jubilee X-Men, Lady
X-Men
Deathstrike,
stuff.
Brotherhood of Mutants, Magneto,
fun-
Brotherhood of Mutants. Okay, Man Spider.
They're just okay, all right. All right.
Mantis,
all right, I respect it.
Mjolnir Avengers.
That's a
Okay.
Wait, Man Spider, is that the one that does where he's like actually half spider? Like he looks like a spider, Peter, right?
It's that one, or where he has like the 4 arms as a human.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see either one of those. Yeah. Okay.
We have Mystique Brotherhood, Nightcrawler
Makes sense.
X-Men, Professor X X-Men, Tongue Twister, Prowler.
All right, I'm here for it. I'm down.
Remote Minds.
Oh, I bet I bet both of those seem like Prowler thingies. The remote mines.
What if Prowler is the season pass card and he has all of these as like either activate or they're kind of like his part of his kit?
That's okay. I'm down. Let's see it. Let's see.
Okay.
Let's keep. I'm
Rocket Guardian.
Rocket makes sense.
Scarlet
so there's a lot of these that are
Spider.
we're going to see. It looks to be akin to just in a group. Scarlet Witch in the Mutant Brotherhood. Celine makes sense in that group as well. Sentry in the Thunderbolts team. Okay. Sparky got.
They took 2 points of power off Sparky and they gave him +3 instead of +2.
That's interesting.
So if you were to go back and talk to Past Dance about Sparky, do you think you have the same take as Past Dance that's later on in the video?
I'm not going to say anything for spoiler for people who are going to watch this in order. This looks very good, potentially too good. It
makes you think a little differently.
I don't know if it does make me feel incredibly differently. I'm not going to lie to you. Like, it feels good, but without Human Torch being able to ramp in the similar way, I don't know.
Well,
I don't want to say too much.
Well, I don't think you necessarily need it just for Torch. I think it's for Viv too. I think Viv is going to be kind of crazy with this.
Yeah,
but
Viv just with that.
Yeah.
But yeah. I don't know. Maybe I'll break it down more, I guess, next week because I don't want to say too much for complete just spoiling what I said.
Yeah. That's fair.
Yeah, or later. God, that's time travel's weird.
More web slingers.
2099.
Spider-Man Noir.
Nick Cage. Let's go.
Yeah. Spider-Punk. Woo!
He called it. He called the punk.
Star-Lord Guardians. Superior Spider-Man. Oh my gosh.
We have that as a variant for Doc Ock. I like this as its own card, though. That's
yes. Symbiote Web, Taskmaster Thunderbolts. The Hunger is on reveal +3 horde. Okay, so they changed some of the text on this.
It looks like it does plus rather than just saying a number, which actually I like that description a little bit more.
Thor Avengers. We had Mjolnir, Doxy Thunderbolts, Valentina Thunderbolts, Vibro Shock Gauntlets. Okay, so those are all Prowler things. I think these are all Prowler things.
Not the first one, potentially, but like a few of the other ones, yeah. Okay. I don't mind that. Vision Avengers, Viv Vision. She's not end of turn.
After the start, or at the start of each turn, give all your cards in your hand +1 power if you're winning here. Otherwise, move this to another location.
This feels like...
They saw how good freaking Invisible Woman was, so they.
My guess is this is just legitimately end of turn shouldn't be an archetype. I'm fine with the change to Sparky, with that.
I think Sparky is last card. It wasn't like.
It was the only difference that happened was that he lost power on his base self and then got +1 more to what he did before.
Yeah, and it's just give the last card that moved, not the card last turn.
And that's a 2/1 that you have to activate. That's a big. I'm fine with Sparky. I'm gonna say I'm fine with Sparky for what it's worth. Maybe you disagree, but
on record, we're gonna have Dance saying he's fine with Sparky. Let's see what happens.
Hey, a lot of people say a lot of things.
Okay, Warlock lost power. You hate to see it. For each unspent energy, give a card in your hand -1 cost.
God, that card! I'm so stoked for Warlock. Warlock's gonna be dumb. I'm glad he definitely should be losing power. That's an insane card.
I cannot wait for him. Web Sling. I think that's the
just the sling.
Yeah, that might be just for the name of the faction. Maybe White
We
Queen.
haven't seen that for anyone else though. That's
Yes,
weird. I'm gonna point that out. So I don't know if I agree with that, but we'll get through the Wolverine. Oh, here we go. Oh, and yeah, a lot of them have Z's in their names. The cards from. Wait, I didn't see any. I guess we saw the names for a lot of the cards. We just didn't see any real abilities for the ones for the Spider season. I guess looks like to be the one in November. But all right, Zombie Captain Marvel
text change
is just the same. That's a great card still. I like it.
Zombie Galacti. What? Game start, choose 6 other cards in your deck. On reveal, transform those cards into copies of this.
That's a fun one.
7 cost, 4 power card.
That's a really fun card.
So transform those cards into copies of the Zombie Galacti.
Which basically just gives them, it's 4. So you, oh, this is a hand buff card. And I know I'm saying that, but like, you buff that up, you put extra power into it in any way, shape, or form, even with a Galacta. That just puts +2 power into everything else.
Oh, so you're saying because this might, maybe if this starts in your hand and you can continue to buff it, it on reveal transforms into the power of this card.
Or yeah, but also like you can, if you use it inside of your deck, right? Like with a Festus, with a Surge, with a Koye, any other way to buff power on this card, buffs everything else that you put, like buffs half of the other cards in your deck.
Interesting. Okay. Zombie Giant Man is still 5/3. Horde +1, then gain power equal to your zombie horde.
Makes sense. Okay. And you only have 1 zombie horde is what they're pointing out. I don't know what how we're going to deal with that specific thing, but zombie horde just says in italics.
Zombie Mr. Fantastic on reveal horde
This feels
+2.
good.
Yeah. Activate, give 4 of your created cards +1 power.
This is most likely created cards on the board, not just in hand.
Yes.
Definitely feels like a 2/2 is probably fair.
Yeah, no, that's interesting. Zombie Power Man is now a 2/4. End of turn. If you're winning here, discard the leftmost card from your hand.
Oh, the Colonel America.
It's a combo with Colonel America. Interesting.
That's just an immediate combo, and I like that. That's also a fun way to. This is just also another Agatha card, right? You can just mess with.
Yeah, and it's a repeatability too. So like it's end of turn, it checks every time. Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, but it forces you to use your cards quickly, though.
Yes. And I think that's like if being at 2/4 is
oh
like
my
its
gosh.
downside.
You know what this does, which I kind of like? This is the return of Helicarrier.
Besides the Helicarrier deck right now that's running rampant, it is another addition.
What Helicarrier deck's running rampant? There's a Helicarrier deck
Yeah,
around?
but made a new Helicarrier deck that's been kind of going.
But makes a
crazy.
deck and no one else can play it but Butt. That doesn't matter if Butt makes a new deck.
No, people have been playing it. People have been playing it. Don't worry.
And winning with it?
Oh yeah, they're playing like top ladder. With like
Okay,
Redshift, Valentina, or not Valentina, Victoria Hand, and stuff too.
All right, you're gonna have to send me this later.
Zombie Scarlet Witch now, of course, has the +2, so you like it read better opposed to just like Horde 2. It's Horde +2.
Yeah. No, I think that's just a really good way to say it.
Oh yeah. Same with Sentry. It was a 3/4. Cool.
Yep.
And then
No issues?
keyword Horde. The first one makes a zombie horde token with that power. The following one adds the power to that horde. The horde is placed on the board at a random location.
So it's always the following ones add their power to that horde, which is an interesting thing. I wonder what happens to that horde if that horde is moved off the board or like destroyed or just like some way. I wonder what happens then to the horde.
Yeah, that's a great question. I have genuinely no idea.
Yeah.
Card back.
Snap. Sure.
Location. Oh my gosh.
Looks like silly food-based locations. New diner variant. Oh, a Deadpool diner coming back potentially. Wait. Hover over them. They have names.
We have
The soup. Okay, I'm down. Deadpool diner can come back. Deadpool diner can come back. In case y'all didn't know, that is the soup Flow. Soup instead of the super SUPER, it's SOUPER. I support this entirely.
So +1 max energy if you snap this game. Aunt Mayhem. The next card you play here gains +2 for each snap and moves.
Okay.
Clown City. Whoever has snapped less gets +4 power at adjacent locations.
This is fun. No, hold up. If this is Deadpool diner coming back, I'm actually really down.
Yeah, these are really interesting. End of turn, Isle of Shh. If you snapped, move a random card away from here.
That's funny. No, this is good. Merc World. Okay. After turn 3, just return all cards.
Okay.
Sure. Positivity zone.
Cards here have +2 power for each snap this game.
That's like the negative zone. That's so great. Sanctum Snaptorum.
Cards can't be played here unless you've snapped this game.
Okay. Cassandra Nova's Roma instead of Nova Roma.
Draw one card. It steals 1 power from each card in your opponent's deck.
These are fun locations.
What the heck?
Valley of the Baby Hand.
Place a card from each player's deck here. Reveal it after your next snap.
I'm loving this stuff. Pool School, sure. Instead of Strange Academy.
End of turn. If you snapped, move your highest powered card here.
Okay. Weapon 11 facility.
After you snap, destroy your lowest cost card to replace it with one that costs 1 more.
Okay. Mount Vespucci.
Players can't snap after turn 5.
Okay. Wait, add a Gwenpool here for each Project Unicorn. Add a Gwenpool here for each player.
That's crazy. Munching World. After you play a card here, add a Chimichanga to the opponent's hand.
These are kind of sick.
Los Diablos Sauce. After turn 3, a random location becomes Taco Truck.
The Grubhub. Add a random food fight variant to each player's hand.
Wow.
Noob Dimension. Wait, Series 6. That says Series 6.
Yes, it does.
Nah, I can't. I can't. There's no way. They know Datamines exist. There's no shot there's actually a Series 6 getting added to Marvel Snap.
Unless.
No, I can't. I can't. Nah. Nah.
The Peak.
Get a copy.
Get a copy of the top card of your opponent's deck.
These are hilarious.
Oh, that's great.
Oh my gosh, that's.
And I think
That's
that's
so
all
good.
for the new cards. Then we have all these crazy variants. You want to go through these variants real quick?
Yeah, we can look at these. I'm down. I got something else sent from me, so I'm gonna send that over to you in a sec. Because we have actually images of a lot of the new cards as well.
Oh, sweet. Ooh, it's a bundle. Oh, pain.
Makes sense. Oh, you know what? Is that Spotlight variant?
This?
Uh-huh.
It's a Creative House Pocket.
It's-
Winking Studios are the...
It's a bundle.
Yeah, but unless it's next week, Creative House Pocket isn't the spotlights for this month. It's Winking Studios.
Is it? Oh, okay. I thought
Yeah.
that was last month.
Because Fallen One is, or no, it's I think it's Pandart Studio for this month because Fallen One's a Pandart.
You're correct about that. Yeah, that's definitely right.
We have, bro, this Mega Sentinel looks freaking crazy. They haven't changed any
that's
of
so
their
good.
text or anything either. Nebula, Silver Surfer. New Bucky comes out. It's a zombie Bucky for the October season with a token too.
Oh, that makes sense. Nice. I'm glad they're doing a token for that too. I just sent you a thing, by the way, we have images of a lot of the other cards as well.
For the new cards, we can look at look at that. Real
So we were looking at Snap.fan before, and then looking over at Marvel Snap Bugle. We also have, what is it? I think these are some ones we already have seen before, but you can actually see a little bit more of the stuff. If you want to see the stuff as well, you can pause if you're watching us here. But I'm glad
So
that we
that
can actually
Sparky
see
we
this stuff.
saw is a variant of Sparky, by the way. This looks like base Sparky.
Yeah, that's a good shout. That's Zombie Giant Man. Okay. Makes sense. I'm liking these zombie variants, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah, these look freaking awesome.
Yeah, they're not even variants. They're just base. Is it a team? Are the Galacti a team? Did I miss that?
It looks like it. I mean, they look freaking cool too. Oh my gosh.
Makes sense. So you just get one, and then it just gets a bunch of other of them on your team.
And there's 6 in this picture to represent like the 6 you're getting, quote unquote.
Okay.
Oh my goodness.
That has no reason to go as hard as it. God, I like these a lot.
Yeah, these are crazy.
Yeah. That's fun. That's good. Told you, Headpool has a variant. There's definitely a variant of him in the other one. And there's no way a job flaps like that, by the way. Just want to put that out there. Hold up. I'm not going to lie. Actually, I'm going to say, just on a thematic point. Oh, you know what? I don't know if I like the fact that there's chunks of him taken out.
Oh,
Power Man.
well.
Right, because he has the bulletproof skin.
Mm-hmm. That's a really good point.
Hunger. That's the Horde.
Wow.
Okay, so this is one we'll see a lot of. And then these are all the other cards we had already seen.
Mm-hmm.
So these are the specific new cards. Everything else was references to a lot of those like team-ups and factions we had seen.
Yep.
Okay, I like it.
Okay.
No, there's some cool. I'm glad. I wanted to make sure we saw at least that art there as
No,
well.
the images were great, I think, to have for like representation too.
No, there's a lot of fun stuff here. That's Zorn. I thought they removed it.
Yeah, I don't know why it's still Datamine there.
It looked like it's weird. Whatever. Personalized. Wait. November 25. Can?
I have no idea. Mercury Cannonball bundle? Gosh.
They're just putting a bundle with those two? No shot they're doing that.
Ain't no freaking way. A new Magic. Penny Parker. Scarlet Spider. Debris.
So we can't see all the details for a lot of this stuff, but
$100 Cosmic Ghost Rider.
I bet we're a little bit early in looking through all these data mines, so I bet that they'll probably have some of those other things potentially in a bit. Or this might just be one of the months where we have like a little bit less info inside of the patch.
Yeah. No, that Ghost Rider's so good. But $100. Sam Wilson, Squirrel Girl, PMVs, 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 tokens,
Lots of
credits, regular Ghost Rider.
Okay. I was like, who's Andrew Cave Curry? I had no idea who that was.
No idea. Ooh,
This is...
Conchu and Moon Knight, ADA and Fantasy Moon Knight.
God, I love it.
Oh my gosh. In-Hyuk Lee.
Makes sense. God, I love it.
Werewolf by Night Creative House Pocket. Fenris Wolf Venomized? In-Hyuk Lee Viper. Venomized Green Goblin. Peach Magic. Zombie
Bucky called him.
Bucky. Morgan Le Fay.
I like it. I'm down.
Zombie Mr. Negative.
Sure.
Bruce Banner. Merlin and Sentry.
Okay. I can see it.
Leader. Starbrand.
Starbrand's a fun one to get. Okay, I'm down.
And then
Looks like
token stuff.
guessing. I don't know. In general, I think it's going to be interesting stuff. I'm glad that we have, Premium Battle Pass, that stuff. It looks like we have some, I think, interesting stuff coming out in the next coming months. There should be a lot of, head pool. Makes sense there.
Interesting. Then the milestones.
Yeah.
Creative House Pocket Eson.
I bet that's the whale track probably for next month.
Whale Track, then October's Bullseye. Series 3 pack. Twitch drops.
Just Twitch drops? That's interesting. Wait, we have Twitch drops info in here?
I guess. More packs.
Bundles?
Okay. Ooh. Golden Gauntlet Champion. They have all the bundles for if you win the Golden Gauntlet.
Wait. You get a bundle if you win the Golden Gauntlet? Was this no?
30,000 collector's tokens, 20,000
I
gold.
didn't know this.
Yeah.
Made to the end game, so it's like finals at least? Okay. Maybe not final. Maybe it's like semifinals, considering you've got a couple more here.
Yeah. Okay. The Nullified Iron Man, Psy, Sunspot, Pharaoh, Black Widow. Okay.
A lot of these I think are probably out, but
yeah, these are out. These are just like bundles for them.
Yeah. So as just in case, don't know if we're gonna get other ones, but at least as of now, what do you like? I think what's your favorite of these cards that we're seeing so far?
My favorite, I mean, like, I love the Spider-Man season. Sounds pretty cool. And I think if it's something with the Prowler where he has like the special abilities, kind of like, I don't know if I want it necessarily to be like Herbie. I want another kind of like Kate Bishop-esque kind of card when it comes to like those type of tokens. Or maybe he generates things like Merlin would be interesting.
There's gonna be something. I'm excited for it. What exactly
Will he be?
What they
You
go
think he's
for,
a 2
but-
cost?
You can't say that, bro. You can't say that. It's too soon.
Do we have a data mine for his cost or power? No, okay, we don't.
Oh, no. Not
Releases,
surprised.
it says the 25th. Well, actually, hold on. If that's the 25th, do they all have dates is also the question. Spider-Man Noir, 18th. Okay, so
that's Series 5. Oh, I bet if you click through these, you could probably figure out. I'm going to say as you scroll through these, try to figure out which one has a, which one might have a date for it. I'm going to say I actually think the most interesting one so far out of all the cards that we've seen, or at least the one I maybe even just like most, I think I'm really interested in the Colonel America. I think Colonel America doing the thing where you giving your other cards additional power for each turn you've discarded a card. That seems really interesting. Also, like another way potentially to use Black Cat. And I just thought of it. What if it's even like a Hela thing? Might be, unfortunately. There's, I think, a lot of options there in terms of just everything else we can be messing with. And so I think that should hopefully be pretty fun. There's a lot of other cool things. Which of all the leaked or the Datamine Spider-Man cards, and forward worked again, all subject to change, yada yada. Which one do you think you're most excited for?
Probably either Spider-Punk or Superior Spider-Man.
That's fair.
What about you?
Oh, I said it.
Oh, you did? You said you're Man Spider? You said you want Man Spider?
Oh, are just talking about those ones?
Yeah.
And in that month. I think I'm interested in I feel like I'm most interested in the Man Spider, actually, yeah.
Yeah, Man Spider.
Just because it's an interesting card. Or Superior Spider-Man's also. I don't know. The Superior Spider-Man or Man Spider. Those two are the ones that I'm going to be most interested in. Yeah, those are. I don't think those are real cards, but there's cool stuff, Tuck. I think it's going to be fun things. I think the future versions of us are going to keep scrolling for a second and keep doing this and just kind of like staring at it.
I have the stuff pulled up. So we have Hydra Man, Ezekiel, and Chameleon are all listed as Series 4 cards. Man Spider Series 5, Superior Spider-Man Series 5, and releases on the 4th of November. Spider-Punk has no release date. And then Series 5
it does actually. It says in the lower bit, if you go back to it, released 1104. It just doesn't specify otherwise in the history section.
Okay, it does say 1104 right there. So it might be
Spider-Punk
and
Superior Spider-Man.
Superior Spider-Man are releasing at the same time. I still think it's Spider-Punk as the season pass card.
It's I don't know which one it is. I'm gonna be down with it either way. I think it's an interesting card at the very minimum. It looks like it.
This isn't your favorite though, Dance, not Bastion?
Bastion's gonna be interesting. I don't know if he's my favorite, but he's gonna be interesting. I mean, the one out of all the cards thing for next month, I think it's gonna be I'm most excited for us in terms of the ability or the way it's gonna work. I definitely really am gonna have a lot of fun with Warlock.
Warlock, my boy, the GOAT. Play some good old Fallen one to make sure you get all that extra energy.
Yeah, I'm not gonna give any spoilers, but I've definitely been messing with Fallen already.
There you go. You guys might want to check out Dance's video later today or tomorrow. But I won't shout out where to find him because later on this video we do that shout out anyways. Spoiler alert.
You can't give so many spoilers. Should we just go back to us or go forward to us for the listeners?
This has been all the Datamines stuff that we've been going over. We went over some of the variants and stuff too. We are now going to jump right into some of the high voltage bands and our takes on the new high voltage, even though it's not really new, but we'll jump into high voltage and we'll see you guys in a little bit. So high voltage is back once again this week. It is not high voltage overdrive. It does not have Kid Omega in there for $100. It is a card that should be somewhat achievable if you want to play at every single reset in high voltage. But the best part, or potentially even the worst part about this game mode is that we have a new banned list where a lot of tech cards have hit the Shadow Realm, including one of Dance's most favorite tech cards in the game, the Chiseler, Shang-Chi himself. As
Chiseler?
Yeah, the Chiseler, not the Rizzler, the Chiseler. As we do a brief
'cause-
little overview, we have Shadow King, Armor, Luke Cage, Magic, Black Widow, Cosmo, Gambit, Super Scroll, Shang-Chi, Enchantress, Galactus, and Alioth banned. Dance, how do you feel about your favorite style of cards no longer being able to be in use? Granted, some of the other key components that aren't on this list are still pretty rough to face.
So it feels like a very big note. They just want people to be able to put out more numbers. That's what they want.
Yes.
They want more numbers on the board. And they said, hey, let's just see what happens if you remove a lot more tech cards. And on one hand, I'm excited and very interested. On the other, this is going to be really interesting. I'm excited, but I just am really interested in how this is going to go. Like, straight up, it's just going to be who can put together a bigger combo, which is going to be fun.
Yeah, I think what I'm actually one of the biggest tech cards, or just cards in general, that I'm glad is on this ban list is Gambit. I'm actually very glad that we're not going to see the Wong Gambit shenanigans, but there's of course the downside that Luke Cage now is also banned. So instead of it being Wong Gambit, it's going to be a Wong Hazmat kind of angle is kind of what I'm thinking, and you have no Cosmo to stop it. But at the same time, Juggernaut is still legal, Mercury is still legal, Cannonball, Negasonic, Stardust, which they have Stardust in this game mode because the Zola stuff.
I was gonna say Stardust, because like that's gonna shut down the Zola stuff, and that's the biggest one that I'm actually kind of surprised if they took everything else out of. I think Stardust should have been off of this list. The fact that it's not, this is most like tinfoil hat thing. Will probably say here in a second. That feels the most potentially pay to win thing I think I've seen them do, legitimately.
Just because Stardust, because of it being a Series 5 card from this season kind of thing.
Exactly, yes. So that's out of everything that it is, it's just that where I'm like, really? That this is not, like everything else is banned, but Stardust isn't? I don't know.
Yeah, well, pay to win is kind of a section we could have added to this video today, because we're going to talk about more pay to win kind of stuff when we go to our OTA breakdown logistically.
Yeah.
But I do think it is rather interesting. I believe Alioth, Galactus have been two of the more typical bans in high voltage.
Gambit was as well.
Oh, Gambit was? Okay, Gambit the second time around. The first time around, I don't think it was.
Yes.
And then Magic and Widow are two other ones that have been around for a while as cards that have been banned. The Armor is also very interesting. It's like they literally, like you said, like the pay to win aspect of if you have Stardust or you don't have Stardust, they literally want you to play Panther Zola shenanigans because they disabled a lot of this just stuff, which is really interesting. And then like Shadow King and then Shang-Chi, they want you also to be able to play Tribunal. Like they don't have Enchantress. Yep. They don't want you to have mirrors with Tribunal where you got the Super Scroll, so now you win.
That Super Scroll was amazing in it. Cosmo as well is another really interesting shout for stuff that they had banned as well, just due to the fact that that is also, again, that on reveal stuff. They just want people to do a bigger combo, which is, again, I think it's cool. I think it's interesting.
Yeah.
I really want to know how this is going, like what the reaction is going to be, how this is going to actually play out here with more of this stuff. Because on one hand, I'm getting stuff that I've legitimately asked for. On the other hand, it's like, is this a monkey's paw situation in which it's not going to be actually that good in the end?
Yeah, no, it's definitely going to be like, we're looking at it before it actually happens. We haven't really seen how the meta is going to shape up. I mean, Mobius also is still legal. So like Mr. Negative is probably going to run rampant again. But like you have Mobius now. People are just slotting in Mobius into like all these situations now. And I think we have a location that is also banned. It
should have been banned in the last one as well. It was the Rocket Lab because it triggers after turn 4. And it wasn't banned in the last one. But it was because there's no turn 4 in the game, basically.
Yeah, and
so it made sense for it to be banned.
It's just a dead location, pretty much. It's like we don't want just a dead location just here. Same like with like TVA and stuff, because the game ends in turn 3. So like,
that one just it's just probably should have been at this point. But yeah, so I mean, it also is nice as well because they did say you said every single reset. They said straight up, players of all levels of investment can expect to unlock Airwalker by completing at least 6 missions a day.
6 missions a day, but like that's through the course like the whole week, right?
Yeah.
So like that's 42 total missions. So if you do more than 6 missions a day, you can get him in close to more than like I think like 5 days, because that's about 45 missions in 5 days without like paying any gold. So,
and they made some of the missions a little bit easier. But yeah, I think I like the fact they're willing just to be like, hey, we're gonna just make this. They've told us explicitly. Like what we would need to do to unlock it, which I think, again, in comparison to the last time they had done the high voltage with Mega, which actually, by the way, that wasn't even the last time. They actually did it for like a weekend thing, and just wasn't really done much, honestly. But yeah, it was. It's gonna be interesting. I'm excited to see just in general how it's gonna go as a game mode. I'm excited to see how it's gonna be balanced, what the meta is gonna look like. Not to mention, obviously, of course, just the new cards, which. I think Airwalker is the one I'm much more excited for between those Series 4 cards we're also getting this week, which is not one that we thought was going to be last week.
Yeah, and we'll look at those cards in just a second. But I want to note, they are really pushing mystery variants and mystery borders more than giving us credits, gold, or tokens right now. They're using that for more of these rewards, which I think is really interesting as we look at the rewards for high voltage, 500 volts Airwalker avatar, 1500 volts Cosmic Purple border, which is nice because Cosmic Purple you were only able to get during the Grand Arena game mode. I think that was the only way you could have got them in the past. There's also a mystery variant at 4000 volts, Premium Mystery border, 2 of them at 7000 volts. You get Airwalker at 12,000 volts, and then a Premium Mystery variant at 18,000 volts. So it is just very interesting just to note that we're not getting the extra credits. I don't know what the resource economy is looking like kind of thing, but, you know, we'll see what happens there. But we're going to talk about, like, the new cards now, which the new cards coming out, of course, the first new card that we do have coming out is going to be the Fallen One, which is a Series 5, 5 cost, 5 power card. On reveal, set your max energy equal to this card's power.
Yeah, I mean, this feels. If it's not broken, I'll be very happy. I expect this to be broken.
Yeah, you still have to build around it. Like I think that's one of like the things is like, okay, well I just got the Fallen One to go off. He has 12 power right now, or because I had Symbiote Spider-Man, but I don't have really any way to maximize this 12 energy. But I wonder if there's like a way, like even with like an end of turn deck, like you kind of have this as like an option just for like Sunspot to get crazy. I saw someone mention like High Evo. High Evo is really interesting with Fallen One too, to kind of, you know, get those options potentially. I mean, you kind of have to play a little bit differently, like the version of High Evo probably, because like if you float like your turn 6 because you have Magic down and you just still play She-Hulk and, you know, Infinite. But I don't know.
I play Fallen One in that deck.
You would play you would Magic on 3, and then you would like try like Symbiote Spider-Man 4, Fallen on 5, kind of thing. I think it's interesting. But
to be fair, if y'all don't actually know what the Fallen One does, just as an aside, it's a 5/5 card with the on reveal ability that you set your max energy equal to this card's power. I don't think we had said that yet.
I did. I started listening that. But so
anyway, so you're talking about setting up the combo, right? It just feels like there's 2 immediate synergy pieces where it's either Shuri or it's going to be Symbiote Spider-Man. Either one of those 2 just feel like that's kind of it. And then you get to the question of, all right, what am I doing for the rest of the game with this extra energy? Like, why do I have this extra energy? What can I even do with it?
Yeah, no,
that's going to be the part I think we're going to struggle with.
But that's the thing. Like the top, you think about the top end. You like with the Shuri, with the Symbiote Spider-Man, that's telegraphed. You also do have, you know, Galacta and Gwenpool things, and like the way the Fallen One works is he sets your max energy, you know, equal to his power, but you still get that +1 the following turn. So if you buff him by 2, let's say, and he's a 5/7. On turn 6, you have 7 max energy, and then you get that additional +1, so you end up with 8 max energy on the final turn. Whereas if you play this card out flat, the way I'm reading it and the way I've seen other people in their videos talk about it too, your max energy is set to 5, turn 6, you get +1, you have 6 energy. It's like the same thing as just playing a normal 5 out. I don't think it is like, well, you got that +1 on turn 5, so you only had 4 energy before turn 5, so you actually are going to have 7 energy on turn 6. I don't think it reads that way. If it does, okay, well then that's a bit better for Fallen One. But I think, yeah, like Dan said, like Dan and I've talked about too, we think it's just, you just played out like a 5-drop before, your energy is the exact same. Like, it's, you're playing Sarah out, but you don't get the benefit of having your cards discounted.
It's going to be, if it doesn't work that way, I'll be shocked. But yeah, it definitely feels like this is just going to, it feels like it works the way we're saying. It just makes sense based off of everything else that we've seen. Again, akin to, I think White Hot Room is the probably closest similarity that we have. But again, it's just the fact that it sets rather than, you know, adds or whatever. But we'll see. I think Fallen should be a lot of fun. There should be a lot of interesting things to do with him. And if he's not busted, I'm going to be pleasantly surprised. But it's definitely the card that you and I were both most excited for going into this month.
Yeah, I think it has the most combo potential. And when we're talking about combos here, we're going to start off with Dance's deck for the Fallen one. We have the Fallen Phoenix.
I mean, so the question I already said was, what do you, once you have this big setup line, what are you going to do with the extra energy that you have? And I've thought about it legitimately. I said this, but I think before, maybe I said it actually in a different place, but you could just go, you play Shuri onto your Symbiote Spider-Man, and then next turn, you can just Black Panther Zola any other lane.
Yeah.
That's all you would need to do. Like, legitimately, there's no other combo, no other synergy. You just do that. And that works. So you also, what is it? I mean, what else wants to use the Shuri, at least Black Panther Zola stuff? The whole Nimrod Phoenix Destroy package, which felt like a very simple place. Again, this is just a deck that does exist. I'm not trying to build something wild and crazy here. It is a deck that is actively existing. But I just feel like it naturally slots in here due to how much power you want to be spending on later turns, and also just due to everything else you can potentially do with the card.
Yeah, and I think this makes a lot of sense. I had one of these in the buyer bust this week as just like one of the main options that I was thinking of, like a potential opportunity for this style deck. I think that makes a lot of sense. I also made a more surfer style list, as you're using Fallen one kind of as like an alternate to Sarah to give you a couple different options and a couple different outs. You have, you know, Fanta, Fastos, Surge, Galactic, Gwenpool as 5 different ways to potentially buff Fallen One to get the value there. And if you don't have the Fallen One line, you have Sarah. I think this is still more of like a rough build. I think there's a couple other ways you could maybe maximize Fallen One, but you're kind of using him as just an inverse, like if you don't have Sarah, but also like Fallen One getting hit by a Surge, so you have that extra energy going into turn 5. And then you're able to play Sarah on 5, and then on turn 6 have extra energy and have your cards discounted by Sarah is something I thought about that could be interesting just as an alternate kind of line. And like with the way the tech is in the meta right now, I'm seeing a lot more like Shadow King and Mercury Cannibal. I'm not seeing as much Shang-Chi. Still a lot of Juggernaut. So it's like kind of wavering around those kind of lines here. You can kind of go a little vertical here with like a Sebastian Shaw. But I was just thinking, like, just as an alternate to Sarah, you have Fallen One to have extra energy to be able to get some value. But I do think probably the Phoenix style, like Zola Panther stuff is what people are going to try the most.
I do think another interesting shout as well is the fact that it isn't just whatever the actual power is. It is also based off of buffs according to like Nidavellir, or debuffs of locations, or another one that you didn't mention as a combo piece, Captain Carter. Which I think is another interesting piece that you can do in there as well. When we were talking with, I think, Pulse over on his podcast, another thing he had mentioned as well was using it inside of a Cerebro deck, which is another interesting place, because if you put Cerebro down earlier there, you do get to 8 power on the final turn. Or sorry, 9 power on the final turn, because you would get the +3 for Fallen. So there's really interesting stuff that I'm actually kind of interested by and stoked by. Actually, yeah, there's a lot of fun stuff here that you can be messing with Fallen One. I'm excited to see how this is going to... It's one of those where like a lot of these cards that we're getting from this month, I'm saying at least the bigger ones, the game is not going to be the same following. The game is not the same game after Stardust release. The game is not the same game after Fallen One release. And again, it's going to keep changing as we get Cosmic Ghost Rider thing next week. Like, the game will be played differently by everyone, just in both, if you have it in your deck and if you don't. So I'm interested and very excited by what this card and what this is going to do just in general to Marvel Snap. But then that's not even the only cards that we're getting this week. We got some other interesting stuff coming up.
Yeah, I think honestly, just wavering back in on your point there too, I think for at least the next 3 to 4 weeks, we have cards coming out that can shift the meta. And it's different than week 1 when we had Stardust. Stardust definitely did a bit of shifting, but Galactus First Steps and Silver Surfer First Steps kind of just are and we're not really talking about them a lot. But then Frankie Ray is kind of okay. Frankie Ray has a couple decks she does okay in, but it's nothing crazy. Whereas Fallen One, Cosmic Ghost Rider, Vivi Vision, if she comes out the way we think she's going to come out, it's going to be kind of crazy. Sparky, if Sparky comes out at the same time, like that season pass actually seems kind of crazy, which we'll talk about that more, of course, in two weeks from now during the Yap. But like, there's a lot of
at least
options.
one thing I'll say about Sparky when we get to the OTA breakdown, because I think there's an interesting conversation about that I've heard people say, and I think it's more in depth than people give it credit for. But yes, I do. Yeah, it's just very it's gonna be a lot of fun just to. I don't know. There's a lot of interesting stuff that's gonna be coming out in the game. There's not a better way to say it. There will be. Yeah, I don't know. There's just a lot of interesting stuff coming out.
Yes, which we have, of course, Firelord as well, which we were talking about last week because it was on the blog to come out, this past week, but it actually comes out this week, I believe, in the, I think it's probably Thursday with High Voltage. It's supposed to be a seasonal Series 4 card.
I think so. I can pull that up here, but I believe so. I'll try to find the exact date, but yeah. Okay. So we talked about this card a lot last week, what we wanted to do with it, and yeah, I don't have anything else to add other than just that stuff here.
Which I was playing some Morgan Le Fay last night, actually. And
it is 21st alongside the arrival of High Voltage, correct? Yes.
Sweet, so Thursday. Okay. But using this as another just way to get cards back, like, of course, it synergizes with the High Voltage card, but like I think I like this as like you could Misery Gambit things, and then you can Firelord and get your Gambit back from the Misery interaction with that, which is toxic. But I was playing last night. I was playing Fudge's Glizzy Abs deck, and so it uses Gambit, Morgan Le Fay, Misery, and Absorbing Man. So you Gambit Absorbing Man, and then you Morgan Le Fay your cards back into your hand, or you've Miseried your cards and then you Morgan Le Fay them back into your hand, and you just go again and you just Gambit repeatedly, kind of. You also have, Fenris. Like, there's a bunch of different ways you can kind of just go crazy with that deck, which was very interesting. Not great for my opponents, because we had definitely some instances where my opponents, Samil said it best, some of my opponents retreated, and he said that they could not pull their phone out of the drywall. So I thought,
yeah, that happens at times,
which is why Gambit is not allowed in High Voltage. But the High Voltage card we do have is going to be Airwalker, which is going to be a 3-cost, 3-power card, Series 4 as well. When this is destroyed, replace it with a 4-cost card from your hand or deck.
So, you build this with, I feel like you're typically only using a singular 4-cost card in your destroy deck, or
potentially,
however you're using it. I don't feel, because you don't want to this is when you don't use a Shang-Chi, you don't use a lot of these other cards. There has to be an immediate payoff for destroying this card, I think, which is going to be, again, we talked about Morgan, we talked about obviously Firelord as well. Either one of those feel immediately interesting, but I think there's going to be some other potentially fun stuff as well that you can mess with this. I'm thinking again of like the zombie Captain Marvel we have data mined for like October, which maybe there's something new that's coming out in the Datamines that we talked about before in the Yap, but are going to talk about tomorrow for us. Weird stuff, I don't know. But yeah, it's going to be, this is another card I think I'm going to be much more interested in. Again, a lot more so than Firelord. I just think it can hopefully just do a lot more interesting things here.
Yeah, I think there's options with this. Like, this is the most cope thing I just thought of. But like, you could use this in like a Wiccan style deck. Kid Omega, your Airwalker on 3, and you have Wiccan come down on 3 as well, and you start the ramp going out early, which is kind of interesting.
That's interesting. Yeah, that's a fun one. I hadn't thought about that. I like it.
And then, of course, like with Fire Hair and stuff, like you're just having all the fire cards in one deck. You have Firelord, you have Airwalker, you have Fire Hair, you have Phoenix Force, You're destroying like a Cassandra Nova and destroying a Sage and stuff too to work like with your Firelord. Like, it's going to be interesting to see like how you mess around with this, because this card does go into your graveyard. So you could like Morgan Le Fay this back and then destroy it again to get a different 4 dropout. Like, it'll be interesting. Of course, Stardust also exists, so like Stardust will be around a lot this week too, because messing around with people trying to do the testing. But of course, I'm excited to actually test and see what all can happen with this style of play. And I'm glad maybe High Voltage isn't going to be as grindy, and if you only have to do 6 missions a day opposed to 9 missions every day, that's always a +2, a little bit less time on snap, as long as the missions aren't win all 3 locations 4 times, you know.
They did make some of them easier. We saw that,
yeah.
But yeah, I agree. We'll see how that stuff goes and exactly how difficult it is when the time arrives for it. I'm cautiously optimistic about that.
Yeah.
I was optimistic about other things as well, and then yeah,
which Dance, I believe, is referring to the OTA that we had this week. And you know what, Dance? Do we want to start it off hot? Do we just want to go straight into the feels bad? This card right here, Mr. Fantastic First Steps, got changed from a 2/2 to a 3/4. Granted, this was a nerf that needed to happen. Like, this card needed to be nerfed, but it really does feel like this card went completely untouched for its season. Yet again, one of those instances where they have a almost pay-to-win card as the season pass card, but they don't touch it because they know it's going to sell. And then once it becomes accessible for tokens, they're like, oh, well, we don't really make any more money off this anymore. Let's go ahead and not necessarily nuke it, but definitely suppress it.
Yeah, I think it's... I think this is... how do I say a lot of this stuff? There's a lot of different things to specify here. It's unfortunate that they did that. I wish straight up that the card had released more balanced. And I wish it didn't have to feel like they needed to do this change. But as an inverse point, the card is still being played.
Yes. Yes.
And so it's like, yes, I wish personally that it wasn't changed, that they didn't have to change it, that they could have just released this card as whatever its stats were. But obviously they couldn't. And I don't know. I've seen a lot of stuff where it is that exact same situation. But at the same time, I'm also where it's of a mindset where, like, yes, I don't believe Second Dinner tries to release busted cards. We also came off of the previous season pass card before this being Esme.
I mean, yes, but what was before Esme?
Merlin, who is probably who will probably be one of the ones who was going to go to a 2/2 eventually. I expect that. And honestly, actually, maybe he doesn't because of Kate still hasn't hit that either. I don't know.
Well, Merlin is still incredibly good. Merlin's play rate kind of flew under the radar and Merlin still is good, like the entire season, and still is good right now. But like play rate kind of flew under the radar because of how good this card was as a season pass card.
We also, but again, as a point where I'm trying to defend them here, there were people who just weren't stoked on this card as a 2/2 even. When it was first a thing, where people were like, in a world where we had Surge as a 2/2, which, by the way, one of the bigger things I think about this OTA was that they did kind of release stuff in pairs. And Surge did get a change as well, going from a 2/2 to 2/1. We'll break that down more, but it just as a aside there. Like, I don't love the fact that they had to make the change. I wish they would have gotten it correct initially.
Yeah.
And they didn't. And here we are. I don't know. Like, that's kind of the biggest thing that I felt with it, where it's like, yes, I wish it wasn't this way, but it happened, and I don't know what else we can do about that in mind. Like, the card is still really good.
Yes.
It's still getting at least what is it? Top 50% of Infinite, at least since the OTA. It still has a 17% win rate, and then, or sorry, 17% popularity, not 17% win rate, and 51.5% win rate, which is just bringing it down and probably putting it more in level with other things that they want to do. So, I don't know. My thing is, yeah, I wish it was balanced initially, but it wasn't, and I'm glad they didn't. I feel like that's even more pay to win if they don't nerf it.
Yeah, if they don't nerf it, it's even more pay to win. I agree. And the play rate went from like almost 50% to 17%. And I think Surge's play rate jumped way back up again because they're like, okay, well, I can't do Fanta on 2 anymore, so I'm just going to do Surge on 2 now. And, you know, like...
Yeah.
Oh, Warrington changed too for Surge. Surge taking this long to go to 2/1, I think is also pretty crazy.
This is one that I feel like people should have been more upset by. Legitimately, Surge taking this long to go to 2/1. This is one that we said for... I expected this as we got into Mr. Fantastic season. The fact that we had to wait till the Galactuses is interesting. And I feel like part of this stuff was them legitimately testing the waters and being like, okay, what if we just made these really solid 2-cost cards and just put them out there and let them be this powerful? And they tried it, and they said this doesn't work. So it could have also been, I think, a bit of that. But also, I think the bigger reason why they also said that they weren't able to do something as minuscule to a Mr. Fantastic change was because they were worried about the end of turn deck as a whole.
Yeah, which with the end of turn deck, they freaking hit Havoc as one of the main cards there, which I get it, like +4 is too much, but
this.
like...
This one is the biggest thing where it's like, other than this season, pretty much, end of turn wasn't designed to be an archetype.
Yeah.
And they've shown that with the Sunspot change and this Havoc change.
Mm-hmm.
I wish that they had nerfed these. I wish both of these should have gotten changed that week that Invisible Woman came out then. Because if they would have just said, hey, we are fine with this being a stronger card, and we just need to make sure these are brought down in comparison, I would have gotten it. I just don't love the fact that it took a bit of time for that whole situation here. And yeah, I don't know. This is one that's also like, yeah, I get why he went from a 2-0 that got +4 power each turn, and you still lost 1 max energy, to a 2-1 that got +3. What is it? Instead of the +4. So it basically only hits it 1 or 2 points of power in most normal decks. The biggest part I'm sad about this one is the fact that we kind of lost it in that like small ball Bass Spice Rack list. It's just really not as good there anymore.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, they'd rather hit Havoc and hit Sunspot than try and tinker with the Prodigy interaction, or like having multiple Invisible Womans. I was like, that's just very interesting. I feel like that's kind of these cards are kind of like taking the force of that, opposed to trying to find a solution, unless it's like, maybe it's like a very hard solution for them to do, and they maybe need to do it in a patch or something for the Prodigy interaction. I just feel like
they said bad. I agreed with you, and Second Dinner doesn't. Straight up, they said that deck is working as intended, and we like that it is a synergy deck that requires you to build up your Rube Goldberg with several interlocking pieces to get a spectacular payout. They said, like, I was shocked that they were okay with that. Like, that they're just like, yeah, cool, this is great. We like that stuff here. I disagree.
Yeah.
But it doesn't, again, it kind of just like, it doesn't matter at this point. If they've said it's chill, it's like, all right, fair enough. This is what they want it to be, and
that's what they said for about Loki for a year, so.
Yeah, we'll see. I think Loki was a much more heinous design than than Invisible Woman's first step still, and I still think she could go to that one trigger, but also the deck has gone down in play rate.
Yeah, it's gone down in play rate because people are afraid of this card, which is one of the main reasons why they probably didn't adjust, the Prodigy interactions, because you know what, we'll just make a card that completely counters the end of turn cards before even Cosmic Ghost Rider comes out. Let's go ahead and make it so Ghost actually is more playable.
I mean, the first time Ghost has been playable since their introduction, right? She was originally a 1-2 that was the ongoing ability where your cards always reveal last. Went to a 3-5, same thing. And they just said straight up, like, Ghost hasn't had a role, and so we felt comfortable dramatically changing it. And the biggest thing I will say as a bonus or whatever, a plus, is that they said they didn't want this to be a tech card in Series 5, basically. That you had to spend 6,000 tokens. They said,
is this card still Series 5?
No, they said they didn't want that, and so this is Series 3.
Oh, okay. You mean they didn't want to release a tech card only in Series 5 to affect the end of turn
just
card?
to fix.
I was like, is Ghost a Series 5 card still?
No. My bad. I needed to. Okay, but they said that they wanted it to be specifically just a card that was more accessible, and I get it, and I think that's. I don't like the end of turn deck and the stuff it does, but at the same time, this is one that I'll be like, okay, I don't love, again, a tech card just being the answer here, but I like that. I appreciate them just saying straight up, we didn't want to just put this behind a paywall.
I appreciate that. That's a W for Second Dinners, not trying to put like a card like that behind a paywall. Like, I'm totally fear of that, because if they didn't release a card like this and the only card kind of coming out would be like Cosmic Ghost Rider, it would have been like a huge just slap in the face. If you don't have 5k tokens, end of turn just continues to run over you.
It's not even 5k sometimes. Sometimes it's 6 if you don't have other cards. It's worse. Yeah. So, yeah. But that was a big shakeup to the end of turn deck, and there was already controversy around that. They just said, let's just continue just taking the meta, putting it into Snow Globe, shaking it up here, and opposite of Snow is some heat. As Human Torch... Oh, I was thinking Human Torch.
No, I was joking. It definitely was Human Torch.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, the Terrax change. Oh, it's almost a nothing burger. Human Torch going to a 3/3, taking that 3-cost slot, and then Vulture, again, stuff was done in pairs. Vulture went to a 1/2. That also got a +3 whenever, and Human Torch has the same ability. How did you feel about this?
And then I love the Topaz, made Topaz really playable. Topaz got an extra point of power. Doctor Strange is even more player. The play rate for Doctor Strange probably is through the moon. It's even better at a 2/4. Even with Sparky coming out in a couple weeks, that's going to absolutely make it so these cards just don't even ever get to see the light of day again. But the changes to Torch and Vulture are very interesting, especially because Zorn is actually getting more play right now with the Torch changes. I'm seeing more Zorn, Redwing. Also, there's like a Surfer move package. I think they're actually using Topaz because then for that, it kind of makes sense. Hercules, I saw Hercules getting play. Like, it's very interesting. And it's like these changes, I think, definitely were kind of warranted for the just move bounce shell that still like flew under the radar for a lot of people, unless you're Sizer, who has absolutely mastered it and just been dominating and finishing at least top 3 like every single season of Snap this year, playing that because it's just a harder deck to pilot. I think it kind of does really suck, especially I'm thinking of like Phoenix Force. Like, it's a real feels bad for Phoenix Force with the Torch change. So like you're relying more on the multiple man. You can do the Vulture stuff, but the Vulture stuff's just not so great. But I think like it really hurts.
It made sense.
It makes sense, but it hurts the move players that have taken the time to learn this harder kind of more like you have to think about more style deck, but like you fight so much priority here that it's like almost impossible in some instances to beat unless you duck priority yourself into this matchup because they just have so much power you have to account for with all the moves and stuff. And I wonder if this is to push the envelope to play more Hydra Stomper in general because they want that more played.
Could be, yeah. I don't know. I thought about this, and it's one thing I talked about in my video as well, where it's like, what we've had for the longest period of time was we had the 3-cost card, which had a cap on how much it would be gaining each and every turn. The next cheapest card was 2-cost, which was a little bit more unreliable, but could still go higher than the 3-cost technically because of just the ability that it messed with the other side of the board. And then the 1-cost was the best one.
Yes.
And they also mentioned it where it's like, hey, Killmonger, if Destroy wasn't good, then this was busted. Yeah. And it was a weird synergy. I think it makes sense as a whole. I don't think Vulture is correct. I think he should probably be like a 1/1+4 legitimately. But I think in general, I think this is a good change. Human Torch technically does ramp out slightly higher. It makes it worse in the Phoenix patch, which I think is the worst part about it.
You just have to Kid Omega and Phoenix again, and I think that's like where you get the value. But like, it's just, I don't know. It just feels bad, especially as like a Phoenix enjoyer too. Like losing Torch, but I get it. Like I get it with how crazy this card would get, and like the different outs, and like you duck prio so easily with this style list too. But like the Topaz change, why is it Topaz and not Fanfei? And then like then we got Strange, and it's like, why does Strange need a change opposed to like,
he was the one that didn't feel it. I was surprised by him. To be fair, again, he's not played a lot, but still, I think that, what is it? It was still like, I wanted, again, Fanfei. I think Fanfei as much more than either one of these are the ones that I wished got more points from it, straight up. I will say the other thing I've heard about where it was people saying they're doing this change so they can release Sparky. I think it's a very narrow way to. As first, Sparky is currently data mined at a 2/3. I say currently data mined. Literally, it may have changed from earlier in the video or early in the app, but as of at least when we were recording this, it's a 2/3 that says activate. Give your last card that moved +2 power and move it back to its previous location. And you look at that and you're releasing it in a couple weeks, and then they've got this change. You're like, okay, well, they're doing it so they can release this. I think it's correct, but I think it's too small of a mind set to think about it. They want to be able to release more movement cards, but they haven't been able to because of Human Torch. So yes, they are. I think they are technically making this change so they can release that, but they want to be able to explore that place more, because as of now, all of Move was viable and thrown off by this one card.
Gotcha. So you're saying
logic.
they nerfed Torch because they didn't want to be like, oh, we have a new move card coming out, but Torch is still better, so I'm going to play Torch instead.
Or no, like, no, or even not just that. It just gives too much value to Torch.
Okay. That makes sense. Okay. I mean, either way, like, Torch was good. Yeah, if it was Sparky, Torch.
Yes. It was going to be busted. And so it's where I'm like, yes, technically you're correct that I think it is this logic, but I also think there's more of it than just they want to put money in the game. It's just, why would you have your entire game constricted around one thing? It's where they've talked about like Hood and whatever, where I think Hood is potentially an issue, which didn't get hit.
So, does this mean, Dance, that we can finally get 5-cost Taskmaster back?
This is yes. The fact that Taskmaster wasn't hit in this is actually, I think, the biggest crime here. Why was Taskmaster not here?
Yes. Give me 5-cost Taskmaster back.
Didn't need it at 6. No one liked it at 6.
Nope.
Again, right, literally, they changed it because of Human Torch.
Yep.
So it's stuff like that where it's like, okay, cool. Fix that now. Undo it. You undid it. It's one of the reasons why Hulkling I think sucks. Hulkling and like Valentina kit are not good because of, I think, Taskmaster. Hulkling's gotten some play in the tournaments, whatever, but in general, not a great card.
In general, getting a Taskmaster or from a Hulkling or a Valentina feels bad, but I don't think just because the Taskmaster hit makes them bad cards. But I do hear what you're saying. That is legitimately one of the worst hits you could get for either of those.
That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah.
Okay. Because I was about to be like, well, Dan's Hulkling and Valentina, I have been cooking with them. But yes,
no. Like, I know that there's people who have specific cooks. I'm just saying that it just sucks. But like we said, I'm okay with this because it just opens the door. Even if it's annoying and people are gonna be like, yes, this is pay to win. I disagree. It's just, if you're someone who's making if you're making cake and then you're being told repeatedly, hey, just you can't use too much of this sugar or whatever, why would you not then just swap it out for a different type of sugar that you can use more of or whatever? Or something like that. I don't know, just something like that. If you have the opportunity to change something to make something else work better and give yourself freedom, why wouldn't you?
Yeah. I do think, though, like, I think that Sparky is going to be fantastic card level, if not a little bit better, when it comes to just, like, how good it's going to be in the style of decks. Way more than Surfer First Steps. Like, I totally think that's the case, which, like, I can see the argument there for, like, well, if they have Sparky, they get this, and this. So, like, I can see why, like, retroactively, if Sparky does release the way it does, how this is, like, a move because of that. But, you know, we'll cross that bridge when we get there. We do have 2 more changes in the OTA. Terex went from a 3-3 to a 3-4, which like, Terex is good. Like, genuinely, it's a good card.
I'm betting it's similar to the stuff we talked about it like a month or 2 ago with Misery, where it's like, okay, cool. We thought it was fine. Maybe, and the statistics they have just are probably different than what we thought they were.
Yeah, but this card was already good, already performing pretty well this season. And then White Tiger. The Tigers are now at good old 9 power, which, by the way, guys, if you guys know that White Tiger got changed to the OTA, or if you guys did not know that White Tiger got changed in the OTA, Dan's actually has a brand new deck guide for White Tiger as well, which you can check that out on his YouTube, which will be down in the description below. He has made some incredible deck guides this week. He's also had his own OTA reaction video if you guys want to check that out and hear more thorough, in-depth thoughts on these OTA changes, since we probably didn't touch every aspect that we maybe could have touched when it comes to this. And then if you guys also want to check out his content live, that info will be down in the description below on Twitch, his Twitter as well, if you want to catch his tweets, where he also posts when he is releasing his deck guides. He shows you the stats for his decks as well as the link to the deck guides, and he makes all of these amazing thumbnails that you guys probably have seen not just on my channel, on his channel, and other content creators amongst the Marvel Snap community as well, if you guys want to check those out, or maybe if you guys need a thumbnail. But yeah, definitely check out Dance's info. What are your thoughts, well, you know, without watching the video, what are your thoughts on this over here? A little spoiler alert for the 5-9.
I think it's fine.
Woo!
I think it's fine. I was able to play it and had fun with it, but it's also like, I still don't know how good it is really in comparison, but it's still a fun card and very interesting. And so I'm not going to complain that they make a card that is, a lower series card. They put a point of power that's maybe doesn't change the meta, doesn't break the meta, but it's a free point of power, so why not give it?
Yeah, no, I think it works. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, kind of thing. And I think this card wasn't getting play rate. I think this 1 point of power doesn't make it so like this card gets even more play rate, but it definitely makes it so like when you get it from Iron Patriot, it feels better. So,
yeah. So in general, I feel like this OTA, I know there's some ups and downs and whatever, and there's stuff I'm not amazingly like stoked by, but in general, I actually think this is a solid OTA. Ignore again, pay to win, whatever you talk about that stuff, but straight up from a standard of just them addressing the meta, I think it's a very good OTA on the one note that you just have left alone tech cards. Yeah. They mentioned specifically in the notes that they've been hitting tech cards every single OTA recently, or they've been trying to do it more often. And they didn't do it here. In fact, they introduced a new one. Cannonball didn't get hit. Juggernaut didn't get hit. And I'm over here or even the Mercury people, I've seen people saying Mercury things. Can't say too many opinions online about what you want to get changed, because the second you do, I think Glenn has literally said, we don't take community changes. Like we don't do that. We don't look to the community for changes.
Look at King.
True, we did a whole video for that stuff. Yeah. So here, it's sad there. It's kind of a little bit, what is it? I think that's my biggest note, where it's just like, okay, cool. They did a lot of stuff to help the meta, but it really feels like those tech cards that are just very good are still going to be very good.
Yeah, and with that, you guys, it has been a great yap, and we appreciate you guys watching it. And this has been episode number 54. Man, it feels awesome that we've gone over a year with the yapping. And if you guys have stuck around to the very end, let us know down below. What are your guys' thoughts on the OTA? And this word of the video is going to be Ghost. And I got a challenge for you guys. If you guys did stick around the very end of the video, whoever asks the best question for me and Dance, and we're gonna vote on this next yap, will win a PAX code bundle. So if you guys would like to win a PAX code bundle, ask us some questions down below, and we will answer those questions on the next yap. But until then, it's been real. God bless, and laters.